Hello video. It has been a couple of days since I've actually done a video, and I have had an interesting couple of days. I am not going to go into detail because it's private, honestly.
Private for who?
The world. You mean private to who or private from who?
I don't know. I feel like I would, but
You would tell it?
but these are for you. They're not for me. They're for you. So
So you honestly would just tell it here?
that's what it's for.
Okay. I cheated on my husband.
Wow. Can't. Okay. I'll let you. I'll let you continue.
No, what were you gonna say?
It's a blatant statement, but
Well, isn't that what it is?
it's not quite the way I see it. But
I highly doubt that. So,
ooh, nipple.
nipple. So, um, about 2 weeks ago, I was doing a couple of my videos was me talking about how I had been sad and everything, and I wish I had a friend. Fast forward to about a week later, I made a friend
About a week ago.
and we got on really well. Um, and Towards the beginning, she told me that she was bisexual. She was in a relationship with a guy. She has a little girl and everything. And basically, long story short, uh, that line of conversation came up a couple of times. And for the first time, after talking for about like a week and a half, we finally decided to hang out. So this is a really weird angle. Just like that's much better. Well, we decided to hang out, which was yesterday, and I drank some, which I shouldn't have done. One, because I'm trying to conceive. Two, it was an alcohol I'm not used to. Three, it's been a long time. Four, I was away from home. Five, I was not in the company of my husband. So, but nonetheless, I did drink some. Now, I feel like I didn't have a lot, but I had more than I should have had. And while I did have a good time, um, we ended up uh, making out some, and nothing went like, I don't, how do kids say it? Like, what's second base?
Mm-hmm.
It was,
I never understood
I don't under,
sports analogies for
yeah,
getting with a chick.
well, we made out and stuff, and um, it is the kind of thing that I've always considered myself vicarious. Um, I guess that's the technical way for me to say it. I've had advances and everything, and I turned them down because I just wasn't interested. But this particular person, I found myself interested because I we got off so well. I can do a whole another video going into detail about certain things, but I had a really bad night, literally all night not long. every hour. I was running to the bathrooms, puking. It was not fun at all. Um, and today, I pretty much spent the day recovering. And I ended up talking to, first, I talked to my sister about it. Not that I was keeping it from my husband, but I think I didn't know how to explain what happened to him. It's a situation, it's the kind of thing where him and I have talked about it before, that kind of thing. But I didn't tell him immediately after it happened. And I knew the longer I waited, the more it would come off as a bad thing. And I think because of me having something to drink yesterday, I was afraid to tell him because I didn't want it to come off like this is something that happened because I had been drinking, or I didn't want it to reflect negatively on her or just the situation in general. But whatever my reasons were, didn't make them right. So I ended up talking to my husband about it, and I was a wreck, obviously, because I just felt really guilty. I did something bad. Um, and we talked it out, and obviously we're good. He didn't kick me out, he didn't leave me, or I didn't get served with divorce papers yet.
Yet.
And maybe I'm overthinking the situation, but I feel really bad. The second I realized that it's something that he didn't approve of, it immediately stopped. And I got into a very interesting conversation with the friend. And I just come to the conclusion that I'm done with so called friends. I just, friends aren't for me. Like, I have people I know who I associate with sometimes, and that's cool. But I I just don't do well with people, I think. And I don't like the way I felt today. I don't like that I was technically keeping a secret from my husband. And while I intended on telling him, I didn't like the way I told him. I didn't like any of it. And I didn't like the way it felt, you know. Perhaps if I had came to him immediately in just brief conversation, he probably would have been like, okay, whatever. But the fact that I felt like I needed to keep it a secret or present it a certain way, while my intentions might have been innocent, it made it wrong because I felt as though I couldn't tell him. And yeah, here we are. And I still feel really shitty about it. And I'll talk more about it later. But I haven't had a good last couple of days. And I'm just happy that I have someone who loves me enough to forgive me for my mistakes and my stupidity. And we had to talk, like, it would be a lot different if it was a guy, obviously. And, you know, I don't know how common it is, like, for girls to be friends and make out and touch boobs, but that's what happened. And most guys would be like, oh, that's hot, but not him. He wants me to himself. I could blame it on the drinking, but I'm not going to do that because that would be irresponsible. So that was my day. That's the situation. So yeah.